So this is another piece of land that I invested in. This is going to be a private community right here. So we're going to have beautiful views of the city, especially at night. You'll be able to see the entire city over here. So they're paving the roads on this one. This is more advanced than the other one. This is more of a community. My other land is just land that I have, and it's up to me to build the apartments and kind of cultivate the land. But as you can see, we will have fees that we have to pay for the month, because this is going to be something very special. So I have less space here. I have less space, but it's still something. Oh, wow. So normally when we come up here, we can make that turn, but these guys are blocking that. And so I'm gonna have to stop here. Let's walk up so you can see the land. This is land now this right here is more of just a house. This is what we're gonna build, a nice 3,500, 4,000 square foot, 3-level house. So this may be like my summer house, or I may, live here. Now these brothers here that are working, these are some hard-working brothers. Some of these guys are, well, many of them from the country of Haiti, which is on the island with the Dominican Republic. It's on the same island with us, the island of Hispaniola. If you take a look, you can see we're in the north of the country of Dominican Republic right now. We are in a residential. This is a private residential. To be honest, I don't even remember the name of what they're calling it now. I just bought it, and as you can see, it's already being developed. You see brothers are working hard. You see the nice view. You can see beautiful views up there. If you continue to go right up north, you're gonna hit Sosua, you're gonna hit Cabarete, if you keep going 3 hours, you're gonna hit Samaná, which, by the way, is a place where thousands, I believe it's 6,000 Black Americans came when slavery was up. They came and they set up shop there. When you get a chance, look up Samaná. What you're gonna find is that a lot of the Dominicans, they're all Dominican now, in terms of culture and everything, but you're gonna see that many of them have last names like Redmond, King, Jordan, Barnett, Anderson. It's funny to see Dominicans that have these last names, but they came and set up shop in Samaná. So that's a historical lesson for you. But they all speak Spanish. They're all culturally Dominican now. This was a long time ago when they came. But anyway, so let's go up to my specific portion of land so we can see that. See, these brothers are working really hard. Malo mío. Yeah. See. So these brothers are speaking Creole language. I don't speak Creole, which is Haitian. It's a Haitian language. So this is a road. I'm assuming that they're making roads from what they told me. So you can see the views up here. So the houses will be inside. So imagine if I have a house up here and you can already see the view. So imagine we got a house, 3,500, 4,000 square feet. Imagine we have a house up there, and that's 3 floors. That's three levels. So on the top, we're gonna have the barbecue. We're gonna have the barbecue grill where we'll be chilling and hanging out, gazebo, all that up top. All that'll be there. And imagine we're gonna be looking out. Look at the view of the city that we're gonna have. Look at the view of the city that we're gonna have. So this is what it's gonna be for us. So these are just all investments. We're investing in ourselves. We develop ourselves personally. And the result of developing yourself personally, these kinds of things are the outcomes. It's not about materials. I'm not here to impress. I'm just simply here to impress upon the importance of personal development, which brings me to the video, of the point of this video. We want to talk about respect. We want to talk about respect, and we want to explain what determines a person's respect, or how a man is judged, or how a woman is judged. Now, we've been fooled, especially in my community, especially in the black community. We've been fooled in believing. You got the timer on?
No, but
That's okay. I got it.
Okay.
So yeah, we have to keep time because I don't want to go too long, and I don't want to bore you guys, and all that thing. So we have to go. I like to keep it. I try to keep it under 30 minutes, but there's always so much to talk about. I want to make sure you get your worth here. So sometimes we push it to an hour or 45 minutes. But we want to talk about respect, right? We'll talk about a person's respect. Now, we're on a hill right now, right? And we used to play a game in basketball called King of the Hill. The King of the Hill was the one that beat everybody. We play one-on-one, you roll the ball out, you play one-on-one, the guy that scores stays on, the next guy comes on, plays defense. If you get scored on, you go off. In order to be the King of the Hill, right, it's all about respect. Respect is the key. And we've been fed a bed of lies and thinking that if you get the money, then you got the respect. So what happens is we lose everything else in the process because we do evil, vile things for money. So this is why I always tell people to be with somebody, in specific women, but there are men too, to be with somebody or to want to be around somebody for money, just for money purposes, it's a dead end. And the reason is because you don't know how that person acquired the money, because how they acquired the money really does matter. Now, we can all change and, things can improve in life because we all have done some shady things or something in our life that we're not proud of. We can do that. We have done that. But let me tell you something. The money play is such a small piece, and how you get it really means a lot. So when I see women going after guys, first of all, nobody wants their daughters to just grow up in poverty. Why are you so far away? What's up, babe?
I'm zoomed in.
Oh, the thing is that nobody wants their daughters to grow up in poverty or to be with a man that doesn't have anything. I understand that. But let me just say this. To be focused on somebody because of the money is very problematic, simply because money comes and goes. And so what we've done as a society, a capitalistic society at that, in the United States of America, is we put our sole focus on money. And so in that process, we've lost ourselves. So you're willing to do anything for money, even risk your health. You're willing to do all these things for money, only to finish acabado, like we say in Spanish, like to finish and you're completely mauled. You're completely out. You have nothing left in you. Your body's torn up. Your spirit's broken. You've sacrificed your morals, the little that you did have. So what determines the respect? Or how is a man judged, or how is a woman judged? The answer is based upon how people treat them. How people treat a man is how he's judged. It ain't the kind of woman he got. It ain't the millions of dollars that he has. It's not how many fights he's gotten into. It's how people treat him. Because there are some people that are treated a certain way by the masses. Now, there's a reason. It could be because of the fights. It could be because of this or that. But it's the respect that you're given, how people are treated. So you could have money. I see people that have money and they're abused every day. People talk about them. People play them. I see women playing guys that have money. You ain't got nothing. Tricking, taking their money. I see people disrespecting people with money. So money, we put this money up here. Now, money is a tool. Let's get one thing straight. You cannot condemn that which you desire. If you know that you need money or you desire money because it is a tool, you can't condemn money. That is the reason that money avoids you. Excuse me. That's the reason that money avoids you. Because you're condemning that which you need. Is money evil when you got to pay rent? Is money evil when you want to buy the house? When you want to buy the car? No, it's not. So the root, we could even say the lack of money is the root of all evil. That's what we can say. The lack of it. Now, make no mistake, money is necessary. It is a tool. But your respect, how you're measured, is going to be based upon how people treat you. There are people that don't have any money, that they have the respect of the community, they have the respect of their peers, they have the respect of people everywhere they go. Now, why is that? It's because of who they are. Who they are emanates a message that I'm a person to be respected, whether I got money or whether I don't have money. Having money is like the cherry on top. This is why I keep saying that we have to develop ourselves. When you develop yourself, to be respected, you have to be respectable. And that means that you're going to have to do things that are worthy of respect. So you have a certain code of ethics. You have a certain way that you live, right? It's some men I see, and God, forgive me, but I'm like, dang, his woman's talking crazy to him. She's yelling, she's doing all these things, and I'm just looking like, man, that's not something that I could do, that I could participate in, that I would even allow. That doesn't even happen. Those are things that I couldn't be a part of. And so you imagine that people seeing as like this guy, look how he's getting treated. Look how his children treat him. Look how his business partner treats him. Now, anything can happen to anybody, but we're talking about continued treatment. So it's about how people act towards you, not what you have. You garner respect by keeping your word. That's the first principle. You got to keep your word. My pops always taught me that. God rest his soul. You got to keep your word, even if it inconveniences you. These are the rules to gaining respect. Even if you're inconvenienced, how many times have you told a person, I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes, and you call back 4 days later? How many times have you did that? Now, it seems small. It does seem small. But how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's the whole thing. The small things are the big things. When you start looking into excellence, the small things are the big things. God is in the details. God being excellence. The creator is in the details of things. So you're looking at it like it's a small thing. I call it. But what you've done is you're sowing incompletes into the universe. So now, when you tell somebody you're going to call them or you're going to come by, they can't depend on that because you're consistently inconsistent. So you're not respected in that. So when they really need you to be there at 5 o'clock, they're going to tell you 4:15 or 4:30 because they know you come late. They don't respect you. They don't respect you, but you're the reason that they don't respect you is you can't keep your word. You said that you would give them the money this day, even if you're inconvenienced. You got to do what you said. When you sow completes into the universe, now you become trustworthy. A trustworthy person is a person that gets respect. Simple as that. Because you can be counted upon. And that's what many people don't have today. It's called accountability. When I can count upon you, it's accountability. You're accountable. You're responsible for what you said that you would do, or you're responsible for everything you do. That's a part of building respect. So there's a lot of people that the first thing that they do is they blame. It's another thing. How do you get respect? It's my fault. I did it. It's not the government's fault. It's not my mother's fault because of something that happened to me, that she said something to me when I was 14 years old. Or it's not my mother's responsibility. Take responsibility for your life. That's how you get respect. If you're blaming everybody else, if you're looking for everybody else to carry your burdens, that's not good. You're not going to get respect like that, because human beings are ruled by self-interest, and nobody wants your blame. I don't want the blame of something that I haven't done. Much less, most people don't want the blame for things that they have done. So you get respect by saying, you know what? It's my fault. It's like in the Alcoholics Anonymous, the Alcoholics Anonymous stuff, where they say the first step, what is it? The first step is admitting. That's why they have you stand up. Hey, my name is Johnny. I'm an alcoholic. That's why they do that. Got to be accountable. You have to do what you said that you would do. The other way you get respect, you do things when you don't feel like it. You do things when you don't feel like it. You do things because they have to be done. The time that you should do things is the time when you don't feel like it, because that is where your strength is going to be gained at. It's not when you feel like it, when it's easy to do, that you're going to do it. You do it when you don't feel like it, because that's where the gains will come. That's equivalent to like in a gym where you're straining and the weight is falling on you and you got a spotter, but they let you strain to get it up. If they just pulled it off you, you're not going to get any gains from that. It's like a pitcher. You use the negative to develop. So the day that you don't want to do it is the day that you have to do it, because that's where you're going to get the gains from. So if I strain on this for a couple of weeks, after a month, I'm going to be able to push it up. That's where the strength comes from. So now you've trained yourself to be able to do things when you don't feel like it, because they have to be done. Because most people, when they don't feel like it, most individuals operate from their emotions, feelings. If I don't feel like it, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Most people. If there's nobody holding them to the fire. This is why most people can't run their businesses. They can't have a business because if they don't feel like it, they're not going to do it. Having a business forces your hand. It's like sink or swim. You have to kill what you eat. So you do things, you make a habit of doing things when you don't feel like it. This is when you have to be when you're sick. The body, the human body, the human mind, the capacity of it is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We can do things beyond our imagination. It's just that we operate on such a short amount of data. But there's so much space of data inside of us, but we won't reach to the higher levels of data. So you do things when you don't feel like it. Number 4, you have to have a plan for your life. You get respect by having a plan. Everybody loves a person that's organized. Everybody, because most people are unorganized. When you're organized, you prevent chaos. Organization prevents chaos from happening, being organized. If I wanted to meet with 10 people and I said, let's meet today, but if I didn't give them a time, Even though time is a man-made construct, it's still necessary for organizational purposes. If I didn't give them a time, and I said, let's meet today at the pier, people will be showing up at all kinds of hours. So the meeting wouldn't get done because there's no organization. Nobody's organized. We don't know anything. You have to be organized. That's so important. You have to have a plan for your life. People plan for vacations. I want to go to Jamaica. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Panama. They plan months. They plan those vacations like you've never seen. But they don't have a plan for their everyday life. And when you don't have a plan, any road will do. Any road you're going to take. So you can't be upset when you're lost in life because you took any road. You didn't have a direction. You didn't have a plan. So you get respect by having a plan, because a plan can be executed. A plan lets you know that this is what I'm doing each and every day when I get up. This is why goals are important. When you write your goals, you put them into your subconscious and you repeat them every single day. Whether it's 5 goals or whether it's 10 goals, you write those goals down. You write them down. And that brings you more respect, because now you said, hey, I had these goals and I did it. I accomplished them. You told people this is what I was going to do, and this is what you did. By writing them down and by reading them every day, you're organized. You have to be. Could you imagine if you bought a ticket to a plane, you bought a ticket, you wanted to go to Brazil, and you end up in Afghanistan? How upset would you be if you just ended up over there and you got off and the Taliban was escorting you off the plane? What would you be like? Wait a minute, I paid for Brazil. And the pilot was like, hey, we just got in and flew. That's what people are doing with their lives. They're just getting in and they're just flying. Organization prevents chaos. You have to have that. So just like these people here, there was a plan for the land and all this stuff, and now they're here, they're working towards a definite purpose, which is to build this community for us to have our private homes and all this stuff. That's what this is. They're building a beautiful community. But they needed a blueprint, an architectural blueprint. They had to plan for it. They had to draw it and write it down first in order to see it, to have it. Because to have it in your hands, you got to first have it in your head. So they had to put it on paper. You got it in your head, you put it on paper. You're a person that can execute. You're a person that can be trusted. You're a person that does what you say that you're going to do. You're a person of your word. Number 5 or 6, wherever we are.
It's 5.
Do the right thing. A person that practices doing the right thing. It's not easy to always do the right thing. Now, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But we're going to be tempted to do foolish things. But I can tell you, as a guy that's done a lot of foolish things, that they don't pay in the end. They don't pay out like you think. You might get by, but you won't get away. That's the thing. You can fool people, but you can never fool the universe. The universe is undefeated. The universe doesn't lose. I can tell you that the universe has not lost yet. Everything that I thought I was doing, being slick, the universe recognizes slick energy. That's the thing. You have to try to do what's right even when it's not easy. And a lot of people go with the crowd. Going with the crowd is going to get you killed. Because the crowd is in trouble. That's the thing. The crowd is in trouble. I've already said it. You got to be an individual. Your uniqueness is your gift. We all come to earth with a unique energy signature. Just like when I sign it, people go to jail all the time for fraud, for signing checks, for signing things, putting somebody else's signature on a piece of paper. They go to mundane jail. They're incarcerated. They broke the law. People break universal laws every single day by trying to be other people. And what happens is you get incarcerated for that. You face a penalty for, what is it called? Forging somebody else's signature. Energy signature, because you're trying to be that person. You're born to be somebody else. Your best route in life is to follow your energy signatures, to follow your path, and that is to do the things that come natural to you. That's what you have to do. Doing the things that come natural, staying true and unique is what's going to get you results. That's it. That's all. Nothing more to it. But we see things and we want to mimic, and that's for that person. Everybody has a level, everybody has greatness in them. Everybody has some level. Now, yours may be in computer programming, his may be in sports, hers may be in being a lawyer. This one may be in construction work. This one may be in building cars, but everybody can be great in their own right. But you have to stay towards your uniqueness, because when you jump out of that alignment, when you get out of alignment, and this is part of doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is staying true to yourself. People love people that are unique and true to themselves. They love a person that is themselves, because everybody is following the crowd. Everybody follows the crowd, pretty much most people. And the problem is that the crowd is usually ignorant. The ignorant people are the loudest people. So it looks like they're right, but they're not right, because how could you tell me what's best for me when I know what's best for myself? We all know what's best for ourselves. Each and every one of you know what's best for you. Why? Because there's an eternal GPS called intuition, called gut feelings. And you have the natural talent, which is the car, to drive where you should be, to take you where you should go. Now, if you put these talents down, it's like in the Bible where 3 men were given talents. One buried his. One had one or something, and he used them all, and others had more and they didn't use it. You have your talents. You have your unique gift. Stay in your uniqueness. That gets you respect. Because you're going to be different. Evidently, you're going to be different in this world. It's clear. It's clear. Like I said, coming to this country, I did it when it wasn't popular. And now they got this thing called passport bros, all this old weird stuff. This stuff where guys are traveling, they doing their thing, and I'm not mad at anybody. But you can't catch me up in that. I already been here. Half my life. So I did it to the point of where I was criticized for it. Now it's the thing to do. Now there's all kind of YouTube channels and all these things of guys traveling, screwing women, having fun, living along or around the world. And not just men traveling, but women travel too. Everybody now, it's living in other countries. And I'm not saying I'm a pioneer, but I know that amongst everybody I know that I was the first. And sometimes being the first is difficult because you face a lot of scrutiny. But if you're strong and you're convicted, if you're led by your spirit, well, you are a spirit actually. So if you're led somewhere and you're doing the right thing and you're not infringing upon the civil rights or liberties of other people, and you're doing what's right in your eyes, and you have a way to take care of yourself, by all means, stay true. Sometimes you have to do what you necessarily don't want to do to get where you have to go. If you have to work the 9 to 5 for 15 years or 20, then you have to do what you have to do. There's no shame in that. And in earning an honorable living, an honest way, no shame in that. I would never crap on and say, oh, you work 9 to 5. No, all those things are necessary. Somebody had to build that truck right there. Somebody had to build that truck. These guys are 9 to 5 workers. Somebody has to build this. These Haitian brothers right here, they're working construction. So there's something for everybody. But maybe one day in 10 or 15 years, these guys will have work, they will have saved, and now they got the connections to contractors, to land, and now they save their money, and now they're buying land. Now they bought the land. Now they're owning properties, and they're selling portions of their land that they bought. Now they're rich. So it doesn't matter where you start. But you do have to have organization. You do have to have a goal. And anybody that doesn't have organization, if you just do things on the weekend, if you just do things throughout the week, if you don't have a plan, you can forget it. And it's okay if you just want to come and you want to have fun in life, but have fun now and feel the pain later. Do what's easy now, and life is going to be hard later. Do what's hard now, and life will be easier later. Why? Because the universe functions based upon balance. Always balance. A man that is yang dominant, super masculine, and a woman that is yin dominant. Men and women both have yin and yang energies, but a woman that is yin dominant is going to be best for a man that's yang dominant. They're going to come together because the polarity is in the middle. That's the polarity. That's why they say opposites attract, because they come together for the middle. But if that woman is yang and that man is yang, they're going to repel each other. If that woman is yang and that man is yin dominant, it may work. It's going to work. The attraction is going to be in there. Otherwise, they will bump heads. But usually women like that, they typically get tired of those guys. They're like, oh, this guy ain't nothing. They want more of an alpha guy. But I'm saying all that to say what? I'm saying all that to say that it's all about balance. The scales will balance. Based upon what you do now, the scales have to balance for later. So if you sow, if you plant, and you water, you have to reap later. That's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. Patience. I won't say patience is virtue, but patience is necessary. It's necessary for growth. It's necessary for development. It's necessary for execution. Great things take time. All great things take time. You have to give things time to develop. And more importantly, you need to become a certain person to have certain things. That's the most important part. You don't have certain things because you're not ready. You haven't gone through anything. Everybody has to go through the fire. Everybody has to be tested. Everybody has to be purified. They have to be burned and purified. So it's necessary, because it's not about what I'm going to get. It's not about, listen to me. It's not about what I'm going to get or what I'm going to gain, the spoils, the materials, this house. It's about who I'm going to become. Because who I'm going to become, it wouldn't matter if it's this house. I could go get anything I want. That's why the training is important. Not just the physical training, the mental training. It's all important because of who you're going to become. Because who you're going to become, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take away my experiences. Nobody can take away what I'm going to become. And with that, I can take that and do the same thing. I can rinse and repeat. I can do things any and everywhere. Doesn't matter. That's the beauty of this. Developing self. self-development, self-actualization, taking stock of yourself. If I walk into CVS, you better believe it, or any of these stores, Walmarts or whatever, if they're out of tissue, they're going to know that they're out of tissue because they took stock. So what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to keep the tissue on the shelves. If you don't take stock of yourself, you're not going to know if you're out of something. You're not going to know if you're out of morals. You're not going to know if you're out of integrity. You got to always constantly be self-evaluating. That's the key.